I think the Augur of Autumn has pulled us back from the brink of death here. Amazing card. Incredible in a deck that cares about creatures. River's Rebuke. Incredible in a deck that cares about being a dick. Welcome back to a brand new episode looking at Sigarda, a Selesnya 4/4 angel, gives your humans +1/+1 whenever she attacks. Look at the top 5 cards of your library and you can reveal a human, but only if you have 3 creatures with 3 different powers. Pretty simple, pretty effective. The deck wants to utilise as many anthems as you can squeeze in. So you've got Vanquisher's Banner, probably the best one because it lets you draw cards. Arming Gala, Begin Anew, Board Wipe, pumps your team as well. You've got Banalish Marshal, King Darian, Icon of Ancestry, and it's actually a human sub-tribal deck, so you've got Rally the Ranks as well. Loads of anthems and ways to boost your team, lots of low to the ground aggro cards. Check out the list in the description below. I hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to leave me a like and a sub if you really enjoy the video, and that will really help the channel. You can also donate to the channel via my Ko-fi donations page, link below, and my Amazon wish list, also link below. Everything's in the description below. Let's get into the gameplay. We go first against Vraska. This is actually a really awesome hand with the Elvish Mystic, but it can't come down till turn 2. But the Thalia is also nice as well. We've got 3 creatures, so she shouldn't be slowing us down too much. The reason I included something like Thalia is because it's always a good way to slow control decks if you ever face any. And it's surprising the difference an additional attacks on 1 makes. It's actually pretty big. Okay, so opponent's holding priority, I don't know, for the end turn, so in our next turn, what should we do? Oh wow, Extraction Specialist, this is really nice. I think to optimise our next turn, we'll go for the Elvish Mystic. If the Mystic survives, it does mean we can go for Sigarda. If it doesn't survive, we can just extract it from the graveyard. Slimefoot, okay, this is cool. So turn 3 Sigarda, not too bad. And I understand that Elvish Mystic isn't a human, but there's only 2 elves that tap for mana at 1 mana, so I had to put both of them in, and it just helps you do stuff like this, because there are humans that do tap for mana. However, they you can't deploy them on turn 1, so Sigarda's already dead, which is a shame. So what we can do is we've got 5 mana. We can kill the Slimefoot and then go for the Outland Liberator. And I'm not going to swing in, and that sounds weird, I could have done 1 damage, but I'd like to leave the 1 mana open for the Outland Liberator in case they miss a land drop and they just want to go for a rock. So you see they missed a land drop there. Well, they missed a untapped one. They really like looking at this one, which Reclamation. Okay, that's something that I really do want to kill, sadly. Say goodbye to the Outland Liberator, but that card is mental. Deck in Stone. Okay, let's go for the Sigarda again. I mean, they're probably going to have a huge swathe of removal spells, but I don't really feel like doing these does us justice yet. I mean, we can use the Specialist to get back the Liberator, which will be a nice play, especially if they have bigger artifacts. Nantuko Slicer. So return card from graveyard to your hand. If it's kicked, conjure a duplicate of a card in our graveyard, and it gains. You can spend mana as any colour. Okay, so they're going to get 2 removal spells. That's just ludicrous. That's really ludicrous. Okay. So they're going to kill 2 of our things. Well, yeah, damn, that just got them 2 cards back. Okay, let me think about this for a sec. Well, we could make them... So now these exist on the battlefield, I guess they don't really matter too much, do they? I want to save this for something a bit better, I think. So we'll give them the Luminarch. I bet that's going to die. 4 mana, so they could just deck in Stone and then Nantuko. Yeah, let's just get rid of it, because if they have a way to return that to their hand, or flicker it or something crazy, I think it's going to be bad for us. So all these things are probably going to die. So let's just put a counter on the Mystic. I think that's least likely to die. Oh, and we get a refund. Yeah, we're going to lose 2 things. Although we do make their non-creature spells cost 1 more. But remember, if they kill Thalia, we can bring it back with the Specialist, which is pretty awesome. This is a really fantastic new card. Okay, so they're spending their entire turn doing this, which suggests that they don't have a board wipe in hand. Sadly, our Angel costs 8 mana now, though, which is a lot. Blossoming Defense. So what should we do? How much mana do... We don't want to do this yet, do we? Because this is going to cost 6 to give us team plus 2 plus... Yeah, we'll wait for that. Yeah, we'll go for the Specialist here. And, yeah, Thalia comes out to play. Right, and then we can pump up... What do we want to pump up? They're all good, aren't they? Thalia. Specialist got lifelink, so that's decent. And I could attack with both just to get 1 damage in. Yeah, I guess you know, every little counts when you're playing an aggressive deck like this. So I could even kill the Wall of Blossoms, but I want to use this defensively when they kill one of our things. So if they have something like Casualties, we'll protect one of our creatures. Oh wow, that's pretty good. So they didn't have any board wipes, and we took over the game. We go first against a discard deck. Only 2 lands as well. 2 lands, but we've got the Charming Prince, so I'm going to risk it because it's really, really, really stacked, this hand. Because if we can get back the Charming Prince when Inquisitor Captain's out, that's going to help. Thoughtseize, Duress, so they get the Blossoming Defense there. So yeah, let's go for the Scattered Groves, and then we can get for the creature here. So Duress is control player's nightmare, but we're not playing control. Okay, so here comes Tiny Bones. Are they going to just discard our entire hand? Could be the case. It could be the case. I guess once they've got rid of our entire hand, then we won't have a hand left. So Darian's good. It makes your other guys bigger, and he can pay 5 to get bigger himself, and then create a dude. Feed the Swarm. Okay, so they take 3 from that. Okay, fair enough. So sadly we can't bring him back. Esper Sentinel. Now that's a nice one. And I really want to hit lands here. An extra forest would be good. Oh, okay. I'm happy with those 2 cards. Getting rid of the Tiny Bones is going to be important as well. I think Sentinel's wicked as well. So they kill the Sentinel, which is very likely. We can return it with this Specialist key. So we're going to draw a card. Wonderful. Now the other cool thing about this is the Fragment Reality can exile the key, which I think is going to be useful. Mainly because I can almost guarantee the spell that I've got from this is non-black. So, let's go to combat. So if they've got an extra turn spell, which is double blue, they're not going to be able to do it. Right, let's fragment this. They're going to get a creature that costs 3 or less. Virus Beetle. Each opponent discards. That's really sad, actually. Let me just see the bin. No creatures. Okay, this is a huge gamble. We're going to discard that. But at least they don't get to cast that off-colour spell that they got into the hand. I mean, they could have very well got a black spell, for all I know. It is completely random, but people normally get super lucky with key. What's Thirst? Okay. Are they going to have a discard effect here? No. Sweet, so we get 2 creatures then. It's pretty awesome. And we get to put 1 into play. Okay, yeah, we'll put the Catilda in, because then we can use the... And if we attack, yeah, it should be okay. I mean, they can block with the tiny bones, but... Village Rights draws 2, okay. So they've got a lot of cards in their hand, but... I'm not even bothered if they... Oh my goodness, Massacre Worm, that'll do it. -6. Okay, I mean that is a pretty good hit there. It's a shame we don't have the... Okay, actually we can give this protection from even. And then we can actually block the Massacre Worm. Very powerful addition to the deck. I guess they were annoyed of getting killed by loads of weenie cards. They've played this game before. So... I guess... we'll go for the Luminarch, because then we can start pumping the Lava Brink, maybe? Unless I got a kill spell. Oh, I can't target it. Okay, fine. We'll put it on the captain. Still okay. And we'll hold back because if we attack, they're going to swing in for... I don't really want to take 6. They're losing life from the arena. Can we come back from this? That was a huge swing. Dread Presence. I mean, that'll do it. Kill the Aspirant. Yeah, that's a shame. Oh, and an odd spell as well. Yeah, sometimes the opponent gets exactly what they want. And here comes the worm. Yep. So that's going to absolutely murder us. If you combine that with the fact every time we lose a creature, we lose 2 as well. And I think we're dead. Because, so if they attack and we don't block, we go to 1, which is risky because they can just kill us with Dread Presence. If we... Okay, I mean, double blocking is one option. They might have a kill spell, which means we're screwed even more. Okay, so we get on to 5. They lose the Massacre Worm. If they play a Swamp, they can kill the captain. Making us discard. So I take it their hand is just discard effects. Signet. I wonder why they slow rolled the Signet. That's interesting. Not much we can really do, is there? This has got Vigilance. I guess we can swing in. Okay. So we could just kill the arena. Or we could just let them take a bit more damage. I mean, okay. So they need kill spells. Chupacabra. That's a real shame about the Tamio Safekeeping there. Okay. So I think that's it now, because they can swing in. We block 1, we take 3. Yeah. And then they can deal 2. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's that as well. That's any target. Yeah, so they could have done it to our face as well. Same difference there. Cool. Well, the opponent got exactly what they needed, so it's pretty hard to fight that perfection. Yeah, moving on. Ooh, Steinhan. Actually, not too shabby. A Layla is going to make an army of fairies. We've got a Fragment Reality to make that not happen, hopefully. Curve's decent. The around games pulls a lot of weight. You'd be surprised. Go for the tree line here. Comes in tap. We don't need a turn 2 play. Let's go for turn 3. I think the Lava Brink is good once we know what threats we're facing. Cold Steel Heart. Okay. We could get rid of that right now. But I'd rather kill the general, I think. Let's go for the Rowan Games. four stages on one saga. Pretty awesome. I think this is one of the first ones to have that as well. One of the early Therosian ones. Card from Theros 2. Beyond Death, wasn't it? Yeah, Beyond Death. So, okay, witching. Oh, interesting. Why did they? You think you'd save the witching roll for the turn after Alayla? Keeping the mana open though. Fair. So let's just try and swing first. They've got a counter for something. See what we can do with the Outland Liberator. Okay. Quite predictable, really, isn't it? Whenever they see our commander that has, you know, the mana cost of the lands, people always play very predictably into that kind of mindset. Where I must counter the general, even though her impact probably isn't as important as you think. But there you go. People like to counter whenever they can. Just to say as well. Okay, here's downfall. Okay, no, don't worry about it. So I'm not going to draw any cards here, which is really irritating. But they have used a lot of cards. Okay. And oddly, they've spent up their their resources on the floor already, rather than wait for Alayla. So that's always a strange sight. Okay, let's try and get rid of the Alayla here. So they will get a creature, Inchblade Companion. This is a lot less scary than the Alayla. So the Cemetery Protector is actually pretty good because it creates two bodies. And as you guessed, the Sigarda likes to have two bodies. Because she gets the trigger when she attacks. Although there weren't actually any creatures to exile, were there? Which means I don't get the 1/1. Oh no, sorry. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, if it shares a card type. Okay. Right, sorry. I thought it said whenever you exile a card. Right, cool. Okay, so we'll just have to wait a little bit longer. It's actually pretty versatile, like, so instant. I've only got one, well, I've only had one artifact, creature, or instant anyway, so, and no lands. So yeah, I think instant was the best choice. Here she comes again. And a virus beetle, okay. Well, I'm starting to think that the... Oh man, that's pretty rough. I didn't want to do that. Yeah, we'll get rid of the lava brink because the icon is going to be a lot stronger, considering that this makes humans. So we'll name humans here. And they're definitely going to try and block, aren't they? I have a feeling. We'll see what they block with. We can always give our stuff hexproof, death touch. Sorry, hexproof and indestructible. Which, yeah, I think I will do. So we kill 3 of their things. I'm kind of happy about that, really. And having 3 things out is going to be important because it will trigger Sigarda. Man, 2/1s are quite potent blockers, to be honest. So they're going to gain 3. But it does mean they don't have a death touch blocker, which is fine by me. The Midnight Clock was a very clutch draw there. Banishing Slash. Any death touch? Okay. Let's swing in. I left back the Banishing Slash because it's good to have a bit of mystery in the hand. We'll go for the Surf Farron. I think that's a decent hit. double blocking the 3/3. I mean, I'm really happy about that. It doesn't really bother me too much, unless they've got away with it. Okay, so down to 5. Let's kill the Alayla. Do they have any counters here? Memory lapse. Okay, so that's gonna. So they're playing top deck mode, and let's put another creature down. Well, interestingly, this is on top, but we can change what we get with the icon. We can look at the top 3. Depends what they get here. So when Sephiroth attacks, it's going to give something else +4/+4. It's a huge, huge boost there. I think what I'll do is if they kill any of the creatures, I will use the icon to reinforce the army. But if they don't, we'll get the Banishing Slash. Metamorph. What's that going to copy? 2 Midnight Clocks. Interesting. So because the slash now can't hit anything due to the fact that none of the creatures are tapped, I will use the icon. So it has changed the course of the game. Let's see if we can get a creature, a human creature here. Ooh, King Darren. Okay, that's a cool hit actually. So if we're not careful, they're going to get... Oh, Extraction Specialist, wow. Oh boy, we can get back the Outland Liberator. Oh wow, we can do so much here. Okay, so go for the Extraction Specialist. So this gets back the Outland Liberator. And then we've got Dareen as well. So if they don't get board white soon, they are screwed. Oh my goodness, so they're going to have to block. So we get 2 triggers. We'll give the Sigarda was going to be blocked anyway. Well, yeah, let's face it, they're both going to be blocked either way. Timeless Witness. Wow, some great hits here. But they do make a lot of blockers, like whenever the Inch Blade is reconfigured. Oh, they're going for the... That's... I didn't... Why would... Why did they go for the smaller one? Is it because we can't recast it possibly? Yeah, I reckon that's a lot. Oh, because a trample. Of course, yeah. I didn't remember that trample, so yeah, maybe that was that's for the best. Nice surprise at the end there. Okay, so they've got mono blue aggro with Grazilax. It could be control build, that's possible. I've seen that before. Gonna mull this. This is not too bad. I actually really like having this in hand as well. Because if they're an aggro build, we're going to be able to wipe them out with 1 board wipe. So let's just cross our fingers and hope it is. Because if it's a blue counters build, I'm not in the mood for that. Who is? You know, when people tell me to stop moaning about plays and stuff, firstly, it's my channel. Secondly, how do you feel when you're facing multiple control decks in a row? Just because you don't see them doesn't mean it doesn't happen. So we could go straight up Sigarda, but they're going to have a counterspell, aren't they? No counterspell. No counterspell. Ah, unsummon spell. Yep, okay, fair enough. I will allow that. Straight up unsummon as well. Let's give it a go again. They might have a real counterspell now. Disallow. Okay. Man, it's such a cowardly deck as well. The thing is, Grazilax rewards aggression. But when you're just spending your entire deck ethic defending yourself with counterspells, you're not actually really pushing your agenda forward anymore. So one thing I don't get about people who use aggro commanders in a defensive way, just a bit unusual. 5 mana. Are they just going to counter anything? Okay, so we get to resolve this thingy-bob. And he's going to make the humans in our hand perpetually +1, which is actually pretty epic. 4/3 extraction specialist. C-octopus, okay. Why? Okay. Surely this would be a better mutate onto the Grazzler. Alright. I'm officially confused. Why wouldn't I block that? Right, so they can return it and then do it again. But that just still felt a bit strange. So they're going to spend their turn mutating onto there. Okay, well, let's give them an ultimatum then. If they counter this, then they can't flash the octopus. If they... Okay, sweet. We have 3 creatures in our hand that are on the verge of being mental. So... So they can flash that onto that, okay. Go for Krazzalax? Right, so this is probably where the game gets tough. Didn't expect them to have another flash creature. Okay, so it seems to be like a balance here. Okay, so we get a land at the top. That's pretty lucky. So are we ever going to get to a point where we will be able to resolve the Vanquish banner? Probably not, but we shall see. It would be nice to resolve the Sigarda as well. At least we know we have a land on top, so that's good. Oh my goodness, this is reminding me of the old standard days. Right. So what's in here that we want to get back? Nothing. That's 2 mana. Play land. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Let's go for the Sigarda again. Right, I'm not attacking. They've got 6 mana open, so this is something like Torrential Gearhulk, although probably not. Merfolk Trickster, so that's going to tap the Sigarda. So it's a mono blue flash aggro counter deck. Goodness. Okay, so at least we're starting to see what they were holding back. And they're going to have to start finding more answers for Sigarda soon, because I want to leave it back as a blocker, which would be nice. Illyrios. Okay, so this is, yeah, traditional mono blue aggro build. Interesting that they played Illyrios before they drew the card. You normally get the card first to see, because if they had a big spell, they're now unable to do that. So I really wish we had the Snakeskin Veil in hand, but 3, 6, 7, 8 mana. Let's go for the Vanquish's Banner here. I don't think it's going to resolve, but oh, it does. It's a bit of a shocker, that one. That is a bit of a shocker, actually. Because now we get to draw the Snakeskin Veil. I mean, they could just have... Okay, so they return it to our hand. But we do get the Apostle. Okay, fine. 17. This has lifelink, so if we get this out, it could be good. Tempest Gin, that's certainly annoying. But we do have the Igandro for that, so that might actually be nice to kill it, because it's an activated ability, which means it can't be countered unless you have cards that can counter activated abilities. My goodness, that octopus has just kept them in the game the entire time, isn't it? Leaving up 5 mana. Swords as well. So if you play a human, we can get that to hand. Tempted to just play the specialist, because we get to draw. Okay, and we get a land on top, so this is looking good. And also it's a 6/5 lifelink. Wow, we've got so many things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mana. So we could even go for Sigarda. Oh no, we want the Aganjo open, or we probably just die to the Tempest Djinn. Dragon Turtle. Okay, let's try and kill the Sea Dasher Octopus here. Okay, we get rid of the card advantage, but then they're probably just going to go for the Grazilax, aren't they? So this is going to tap the Extraction Specialist, isn't it? But this is where we go for the Snakeskin Veil. Give it hexproof. Okay, we're looking good. Okay, so they've... Okay, here's the Grazilax. So they're probably going to draw one card, because we can't stop every single fly here. Going in with those two. Come on, let's hope this hits and it's not hexproof. Sweet. Okay, fantastic. So they're going to draw a card for that. Right, so if we can swing with a Specialist, we might be able to survive just a little bit longer. I mean, it's very likely that they block it. They're hesitating. They're going to get a copy of the turtle. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Oh, we can just exile both of them. How about that? That was very lucky, I have to say. Okay. So now we can get back the... Yeah, get back the swords. And then we can even play stuff off the top now, which is pretty crazy. And if we exile the flyer, then they're only going to be able to hit us on the ground. Okay, so we have, I think the Augur of Autumn has pulled us back from the brink of death here. Amazing card. Incredible in a deck that cares about creatures. River's Rebuke. Incredible in a deck that cares about being a dick. Oh, sorry, incredible card, should I say. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we now need 3 blockers. Is this possible? Well, we'll have to find out, won't we? Okay. That's annoying. Very annoying. Okay, let's see. Let's see if they hesitate when we cast things. Okay. So that's 1. Sarah Paragon, that's good as well. Got 4 mana left. We can't take too many hits. We can have 3 to 4 attackers. Who knows how many bouncing things they're going to do. Okay, so River's Rebuke. Did it win the game or not? Let's find out. Only bounce effect, and they could just... Okay, so we're not explicitly dead, because we can still block things around. So they're looking for another kind of mass bounce, something like bounce 2 or 3 things. That'll definitely do it here. Found a conundrum. Digging deep. Okay, so that's not got haste. So they still attack, which makes sense. Okay, so that will block the Grazilax. That will block here, and that will block here. So we'll take 1, they'll draw a card. Although they can return anything to their hand, which is kind of irritating. Grazilax, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And the token will trade with the Liberator. Well, yeah. So we're going to need a lot of blockers again. Grazilax. And they can flash in the Merfolk Trickster. So we're going to need more blockers than we think. This is going to... Right. So I think we're going to have to go for the Timeless Witness then to get something back. See, it's going to have to, sadly the board wipe's not really going to cut it. It's going to have to be the swords. Swords or the... Yeah, I think the swords. So we're going to have one fewer blocker than we think. We're going to have one unblockable blocker. The specialist gets back the Outland Liberator. And this has lifelink. Okay. We've got 6 blockers. Can they get through? We'll see. No blocks. So I think the one we... Let's think about this for a sec. We're going to take at least one unblockable and one flying unless we deal with one of these things. So we're going to try and get rid of the unblockable because at least we have a flyer in the hand. Until end of turn. Okay, so if we get to attack with this in our following turn, we might be okay. 1 damage. Okay. I am shitting myself a bit. So if they have any way to bounce or tap this specialist, let's exile the River's Rebuke from the graveyard because I don't want that coming back. Right. Trying to be careful here. Oh, goodness me. So we've got 2 flyers. They don't know about that, do they? Right, let's go to combat. Shame that can't attack. Yeah, let's just leave back. We want to leave back as many blockers as possible. Oh my goodness, we gain life. Okay, we're back in the game, guys. We're back in the game. Oh, and a Tithe Taker. Tithe Taker is so good. And a Thalia. Could be the end. Could be the end for them. Thalia and a Tithe Taker. Wow. And a land. Goodness me. Augur of Autumn is Burleson Citadel for green. I'm telling you now, Burleson Citadel for green. Can they come back from this? Is there something out there? So, Brazen Borrower returns the flyer to the hand. Okay. So we're just going to take 1 and they're going to draw another card. But I think we can outpace them. Especially when we think about the fact that Sir Farin combined with the Extraction Specialist is going to gain us a lot of life. And don't forget, it's our turn, so spells cost them 2 more. If they're non-creature spells, anyway. Right. 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 Okay. Let's go for Sigarda. Rewind. Okay, so they have another fly, but they don't... Sorry, they counter our fly, but they don't know we have another one. So we don't want to play it just yet. 7. They've got 8 mana still. Okay, let's test the Serra Paragon. Do they have another counter spell here? Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.